if you guys
let's see how many have come from outside IIT Guwahati. How many of them? Oh, I think it's close to 49%. 50% are from IIT and then 49 from outside IIT Guwahati. That's quite surprising. I was thinking that most of the. Am I audible? Yes. Is the mic working or it's without mic? You need mic or without mic? Or both are fine? Fine. Let's see. It works. So, getting off. So, how many of you want to start your own company? Are you sure? At this moment you want to start your own company? So first let's check how many of you don't want to start your company. So how many are no's? That's good, that's good. No, I was expecting there should be some 10% who don't want to start. How many of you want to start and kind of in a middle bucket? Maybe. I am not sure, maybe. Very good. How many surely want to start the company? That's good, that's good. I think there is a little bit, maybe people are not good, not saying the answer right, but generally the trend is 20% would say that they don't want to start in the no bucket. 60% are fuzzy, like they are not sure if the opportunity comes and if they see a need, then they will start. And generally the 20% on the top side are kind of sure. So I was expecting a similar kind of result, but yeah, it was on the same page, but not the exact round. So let's do one more check. So how many of you are from first year? Good. That's close to 35%. How many of you are from second year? That's again close to, I would say, 30%. How many from third year? Not many, close to 15 or 12%. How many from fourth year? Oh. I think most of the people are busy in organizing the event, or maybe having their lunch, or maybe sleeping because they were having a night out. Okay, so myself, Himanshu, I passed out from IIT Guwahati in 2003, and I was just like you, and maybe sitting somewhere in the middle row or on the back side, or maybe outside organizing the event. So the story is same. Check. So my old IIT coordinates, I think you can see the name is Himanshu. So I still remember the name, roll number. So 99115. Branch of CSE, CK was 8.27. I wasn't the brilliant. I think I was there in the top 25. So my rank was I think 10th or 11th in my department. There were close to 40 people. Nickname, people used to call me IIT as Baba. I think that's a common name across all the branches, or I think in most of the colleges that name should be there. I passed out in 2003. I was famous for the PJs, was one of the, you can say, food joke thing. I was that kind of tag I had. And in placement, I got the campus offer, which was I think 10K per month, and that was a kind for 6 months. It was a public company which was located in Delhi. So I have one story related to that. So as I was saying, I had a good CPI and I was 10th top 25 percentile. So I was pretty sure in the placement. Placement used to start in September. So I was pretty sure that I will get the job in the 2 or 3 companies, whatever our company. So we used to have a culture of giving treats. So the idea of treat was like city was there. So we used to go over weekend to the city, and one person usually gives the treat. So and the treat was that whoever got the job used to give the treat. So there was one week where no one got the job at the time. So I was pretty sure. I said, hey, we need to go to the city. I'll give the treat this week, and we will carry on because I'll get the job in another couple of weeks or so. But things didn't turn out that way, and I was the one who got the job offer after 8 or 9 months in April. So April of next year. So things doesn't work out the way you are thinking. So that's the one thing. So coming back a little bit on the IIT side. So the picture that you are seeing, I think was 2003 or 2004. I was very slim before that when I joined. So I regularly used to attend classes. Didn't bunk much other than the organization, those kind of things. I try to put a balance between the studies and the extracurricular activities, but the extracurricular activities I was, I think, 60 or 65% involved as compared to 35%. So don't think that I was the guy who was more studious. Couple of things other were like I was good with organizing events, so I was a part of technique, culture, and those kind of committees, months and those kind of things. And in my last year, I was a part of Chiltan also. So if you see the whole picture of myself or my journey at IIT, I wasn't that studious. I don't used to do coding kind of thing. I just knew how the coding works and those kind of things, but I was not that smart. I was smart from logical point of view, that I had good understanding of things, how things work out. I was good at organizing events. So my learning, if you say, so I learned the management skill over time in IIT without any mentorship, but by experiments, hit and try, and those kind of things, which helped me out later on. So when I was in IIT, I had a perception of startups, like what could be, you may also be thinking about the same. So first thing which I had perception was that startup is loads of money. So whoever is doing a startup, he is good or kind of wealthy person. So you can see the garden which Mayavati is having. So that's showing lots of money. So that was one of my perception. Second perception was that whenever I hear the word startup, I always thought that startups are successful. Most of the startups are successful. That's what second of my perception. Third thing which I thought was that you should have a good command over English language. You should be fluent. You should be able to talk. That was the third thing which I remember when I was in IIT. So I remember one professor during culture or techniques during 2002 or 2003. He was saying that during his graduation or high school, he didn't know any word about anything about the English. What he knew was the Hindi language at that time. So he was saying that over time he learned English. So at the time I was sitting somewhere. So I thought this guy would be just joking. How it is possible that he didn't know anything about English and till his graduation, and he is a professor and who is very fluent in English at this moment. So I thought that's just a myth and he's just motivating us, and it's not true. And the fourth thing which I used to think was for a startup, you need to be extrovert. You should be talking, talking. So, but from myself, I'm an introvert. I generally get along once I know the person, but I'm not the one who kind of starts the conversation and take on. So those were the high level 4 perceptions which I used to have. So let's see how many of you are also having a similar kind of perception, or is it different? So do you guys agree there, or how it is? Any comments or anything? I want it to be more interactive, so I don't want to be here just giving a lecture where it's not fruitful. I want to get some feedback from you guys and maybe able to help you out in answering those questions. Okay. Fourth point. Okay. Okay. So let's cover a short journey, like what I have been going through till now, and then we'll have some exciting thing here. So I passed out in 2003 from IITG, and I had that 10K offer on my in my pocket. But luckily, there was a company Trilogy who recruited me, like outside the campus. I was giving an interview, and I think in May I got recruited there. So I moved to Bangalore in 2003, and I worked with that company for 6+ years. So I started my designation as technical associate there. I was saying I wasn't that smart in the coding, but yeah, it was more about the logical part and learning, and so I was not that dumb also. So I worked there for 6 years. I worked with companies like Sun, Ford Motors, and other auto OEMs. So a couple of things that I learned there. The first thing was that learning was always there on. So I learned many things there in the corporate world, how the things work, what are the processes, what are the clients, how to talk, and those kind of things. The second thing, which was that I got the experience of working with great minds. So by great mind, I need to say the people who are surrounding you. So if you have a good team, and everyone generally have something which they are great at. So I learned take things from them and put it inside my learning bucket and learn over the time by collecting those things. And the third important thing in the corporate world that I got few mentors with whom I was working, which I call as seniors, as well as got some advisors, as well as there was career counseling kind of thing through which I could make out what I want to do couple years down the line or 5 years down the line or how I see myself growing. So those were the important things which I learned in my corporate world. And yeah, last one was the once you have mentors, advisors, you always start doing networking with you start making new friends, new colleagues, new clients. So you start getting networking there also. So these are some of the memories of my 2003 to 2009. First picture shows me, my wife, and 2 kittens that we have. Second one shows the dog which I have. So it was a good life, if you see. The third one I think shows the Techniques 2008 when I was here. And the fourth and fifth one are the new editions that we got in 2009. So if you see, the life was very good. You can make out from some of the pictures that things were going great. But at the same time, somewhere close to 2009, the company culture little bit changed. So the one thing which I was liking in the company was the culture, and I was happy doing that. So one thing that changed, which actually put a little bit change in myself. So at that time I was thinking that I have now the corporate experience and I'm close to 28 or 29 or whatever the age. So I thought this is the time when I could do some experimentation and try to go into the startup or the entrepreneur path and try out few things there. So a couple of things which at that moment I have the luxury. One was that I didn't have much liabilities other than the family part. I didn't have much liabilities like loans and those kind of things, whatever my parents took. So I was done with that. Second thing, I had some money which I could run for, if I don't get any salary, I could run for 9 or 10 months or that kind of thing. So I have some money. And third thing was that I have learned a lot of things in the corporate world, the process and those kind of things, and have good networking, and I could visualize some of the problems which are happening in the India, from an India context, which I learned from a US market, that these are things how it is happening in US market, how could I replicate it in the India market. So I had a potential idea what I could do. I have money and I didn't have much liability other than the family part. So those were the three good things which I have, and that kind of spawned a thought of let's try out, because this is the time when I could do something, maybe 5 or 6 years down the line when I have kids and those kind of things. I would be more tied into that culture instead of trying it out. So this is a time when I could give my 100%. That's where the journey of entrepreneur started. So in 2009, I left the job, started working to the same company as a consultant. So from a salary point of view, there wasn't any change. The only change was that I'm not the employee and I'm not getting a fixed salary. Now on the consulting side, what I'm getting is hourly based salary. So if I'm able to spend 20 hours, I'll be able to get 20 hours salary. If I'm able to spend 40 hours, I'll be able to get 40 hours salary. So that was the one change. So which I ran through that exercise for almost 1 year. I figured out what are things which I could do outside the corporate world, and that's where in 2010, 1 year later, I along with the 3 other colleagues founded the company National Technologies, and we started working on one product, which was we were thinking that in India market, most of the people or businesses want to create their websites, and they are a little bit fuzzy about the word website when they hear. So we were thinking how about providing a platform there so that they, once they enter their business information, the website is automatically there. They don't need to worry about any technical piece and those kind of things. It's a just platform, do it yourself platform. That's what we started in 2010. So we ran through that exercise for 1 year or so. We made many changes in between. We did many iterations, which I'll cover in the next slide. So 2011, the things weren't working out. Second thing, we had few customers, but money wasn't coming out the way we were expecting. Some money was coming out, but it was not coming out the way we were expecting. So it was a little difficult decision what to do, whether we want to continue on that side or do a second experiment or try something else. So at the time, we realized, we thought about what are our expertise, what we have on our side, and what we could do. So in 2011, we kind of pivoted our business model from that product what we were making. We just kept it aside for some time and rebranded ourselves as a services and consulting company. So by services and consulting company, we weren't like this, we'll do everything, whatever you bring, we'll do it. We thought the idea is whatever expertise is there, target that niche area. You have already contacts in the US or whatever you made through the networking, target that area and let's scale from there. So that was how we started changing our model. In 2011, we started into a niche area of cloud. So we help out the large enterprises moving from their data cloud, help them out with the scalability, performance and cost, those kind of things that we did. So if you see as an entrepreneur, one thing which is very different from the corporate world is that I learned things in this journey 10x of what I was doing in the corporate world. So if you see the whole learning in the 6 years, and here I think they are almost equal. I have been in the entrepreneur path for almost 2.5 years. There I was there for 6.5 years. So the learning has been kind of 10x there. So that's an important thing, because 10x is there because now you are doing everything. It's not that I'm just doing coding or managing. You are coding, managing, as well as you are making a phone call to your customer, talking about it. Whatever you can think, you are going and submitting your bills. So everything you are doing. So you understand the whole breadth, what is it going all about. And the second thing was that now I have the power to experiment. So if things are not working, you can change. You don't need to go and go into the bureaucracy of 1 month timeline. Okay, I want to make this change, approve and those kind of things. I have the power. Whatever you decide as a team, you can make those changes from the page. Any questions, any concerns till now? And third thing, which is pretty obvious here, is no pain, no gain. So if you don't want to take the pain, there is a very less chance that you will get the gain. So what I will do is here is we'll play one game, which is auction game. I call it as. This is the first time I'm trying here. So let's see how things goes on. So what I will do is there is one surprise item, which is open for bidding. So this is the item. I think the weight is close to 250 or 300 grams. So this is open for bidding from all of you. The bidding rules are very simple. There is an auction item. Whoever tells the maximum bid will get this. Okay? Sounds interesting? This is only for students. So if there is someone who is not a student, he can't bid. And so can I have everyone stand up? So everyone wants to play the game, right? Everyone, right? Or someone doesn't want to play the game, he can sit down. So I can see somewhere close to 5% sitting down. Anyone who doesn't want to play this game? Okay, the trend is going towards 8%, maybe close to 10%, 25%, 30%. Very good, the number. I think it's close to 35% who have fit down. I'll give 10, last 10 seconds. Who want to sit down, just sit down. After that, there won't be any chance. At the same time, it's an easy game. There is nothing which is going to happen to you. Okay? So, the second constraint where is that the starting bid for this item is 100 bucks. And I need in cash. So, whoever doesn't have or can't take from your friends should sit down. So, I can see some 5 or 10% dropout. Let's not make noise, let's not make noise. So whoever is standing should have 100 bucks in his pocket at this moment. Whoever is standing should have 100 bucks in his pocket at this moment because the starting with 100 bucks. You can't play that. Okay? So these are the players who are playing this game. So 100 is the first bid. Who wants to raise it? Just raise hand and put the number. 100. 105. No, I'll come through that part. It's a surprise gift. I told the weight is close to 250 or 300 grams. I'm just giving you some information. I'll pass you more information later on. That's the whole idea of a surprise gift, right? So I got the 105 bid, 110, 120, 150, 180, 190, 200, 210. Let's stop. So those who doesn't have money more than 200 should sit down. Okay, 210, 250. 250, 251, 252, 265, 280, 350. Let's wait. Those who doesn't have money more than 300 should sit down. Okay, so I have a weight which says 350, 350, 400. I have the 400 right here. I have the 450 bid here. 455 bid I have. 470 bid I have. 472. 500. So those who doesn't have more than 500 should sit down right now. I have the 500 bid. So it will be more fun. I'll tell you why I'm doing this exercise. 500 is the bid right now. I have the 500 bid, so I'm calling 501. I have the 505, 510, 520 bid, 521, 525, 550, 560, 570, 600. Now who doesn't have less than, who has less than 600 should sit down, and the bid multiple will be in the range of multiple of 50 rupees. So 600 is the bid, next bid could be 650. So 600 is the bid right now. I call 601, 650, I have 650 there. 700. 701, 750, 800. I'll change the rule a little bit. Yes, that's right. Those who are coming. So what I'm doing is the group bidding is allowed. So whoever is standing and needs some money, they can talk to their adjacent neighbors and see if they want to lend money or they want to group. Got it? So people, guys, got the idea? So I have close to 5 or 6 bidders here, and I am opening the group bidding. People can merge, or they can lend the money from their neighbors, adjacent neighbors. And I'll give 15 seconds to think about it. After that, I'll close the deal. Okay, last 5 seconds. You can lend money, you can merge. Yeah, those are the 2 options. You can merge, you can lend money from your neighbor. I'll count 5, 4, 3, 2. You can merge, lend money. You can merge or... I think it was close to 70 or 800. You can merge, lend money from your friend. Or if there is a new party who has got the money, they can stand up also with the 800 bid. Okay, time over. Now I see how many are standing. So whoever is standing have is a, I need only 1 person from the group. If there is a group, all others we can sit down. Just sit down. That will help you. So I see 1, 2, 3. I see 3 people on the back. All 5 are. I need only 1 from the group. Only 1 from the group. So I have 4 and 5. 6. Can you come here so that it's visible to me? So if you see, right now we have 6 bidders. So I'll again open the bidding. So it was 750 who was saying something. 1,000 is the bid right now. 1,100 is the bidding. 1,200 is the bidding. No, you need to stand up if someone is playing. 2,000 is the bidding. So who doesn't have more than 1,500 should sit down right now. Only cash. I don't need check or anything, I need cash. So 1,500, right? Which number is it? 2,000? 2,000. So whoever doesn't have more than 1,500 should sit down. Or the group who doesn't have more than 1,500 should sit down. Okay. You okay? 1,500. You should have active for it. You shouldn't do regrouping again. That's not allowed. So who doesn't have more than, so I can see 4 players, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll make one more change here. So I don't see, we don't have any faculty, we don't have any speaker. Is there anyone other than the student who wants to give advice? So I'll say I am the one of the keyboard speakers, so I'll give advice. This doesn't look like more than 500 bucks. Okay, anyone want to sit down with that thing? This is just my advice. This is just my advice. So you need to take with some risk. Anyone who want to sit down? I have 4 players. No one is sitting down, right? So last bid was 2,000 rupees. 2,000. I'm starting again at 2,000. 2,001. 2,200 I have the bid. 2,300 I have. I'll make a little bit complex, add a little bit more complexity. So I'm adding one more surprise item there. And just to give a little bit more hint, it's not getting this. This is not from here. This is not from India. This is outside, and I think this is somewhere from Europe. That's for sure. That's a 100% right advice. Okay, so I have 2,200 as the bid, right? 2,300 is the bid. Anyone increasing? 2,301, 2,302, 2,400. I have 2,400. So I have 2,400 as the bid. 2,500 I got the bid. 2,500. 2,500. Anyone wants to sit down? Can sit down. 2,500. 2,600. Okay, the one more rule changes here. So whoever is standing right now, they need to make a compulsory payment of 200 bucks if they are playing the game right now. Okay, irrespective of whether they win or lose. Okay, and I would have opened one more thing, which was the faculty of keyboard speakers. If they want to give any money to anyone, but there is no one, so let's not worry about that. So I see one person sitting down. I see 3 players playing. 2,600 is the bid. So let's start from 2,600. Compulsory 200 bucks you need to pay. So 2,601. No, that's a compulsory. That's just like a security gone. Okay, I can see 2,601, 2,602, 2,700 is the bid. I can see 2,700, 2,701. No, it's a multiple of 100 now. I see 2,700 as the bid, and these two groups have merged. 2,700 and these two groups have merged here. 2,800, 2,800, 2,800, 2,900. Let's make it fast. 2,900. 3,000. Now the multiple will be 500. So 3,000 is the bid right now. Multiple is 500. So I see 3,000 is the bid. Looks like a winning bid. 3,001, 3,500 I have here. And second, one more rule change. Whoever reaches the 5,000 first will get it. So 3,500 is the bid right now. 3,500 is the bid. 3,500 4,500 to... So I got 4,000 paid. I don't know, you might you agree. Why don't you want to go to 5,000? Whoever gets 5,000 first will win it. So it's 5,000, they are the winner. So I told whoever gets 5,000 first is going to win it. So let's have the money. Money here, 5,000, right? Let's have 200 bucks from the players who were playing, right? I could see one girl there who was playing. So can we have on stage those players there? Defaulted one, and can we have you and the winning bid? So let's have a huge round of applause for these players. So I need 200 bucks from you, 200 bucks from you, and 5,000 bucks from this team. I'll give 10 seconds. If you guys don't turn up, I'll give to the second bidder, who is the winner, and take 200 bucks from you. Can you introduce yourself in the meantime? Just what do you guys do? Can we?
Hello friends. Hello sir. This is Shobha Chetri from Delhi. I'm doing my masters in MBA. Sorry, I'm doing MBA. So I'm here for entrepreneurship.
That's good. Good enough. I think we're going to from you.
Hello, I'm Momi Visong. I'm from Assam Engineering College.
So you were the second bidder, you were the third bidder, right? Let's see if these guys turn up. You have 10 more seconds. I told that if you don't have money, you shouldn't wait. You shouldn't wait. I'll count 10, 9, only one. Oh, the whole team can jump. That's not an issue. So can you introduce yourself first? Can you introduce Money
from RGI Guwahati. I will first semester with the management students.
So,
I am Kesh Arora. I am doing my BTech first year from IIT Guwahati. Hi everyone, I am Raghav Mittal, doing my BTech from Maths and Computing from IIT Guwahati.
Myself, Ankujan, doing BTech first year in Chemical Engineering from IIT Guwahati.
so can we have huge round of applause for the first winner here? I'll give them the prize and take the money. So this is the prize for them. And the surprise item was this thing. And second surprise item was milk chocolate from Switzerland. Milk chocolate from Switzerland. Okay, I'll call the second one. Who was the second one? So this is the prize for you. And for the third one, this is the prize for you. There is no money. I'm not taking any money. That was just a game where I just wanted to check out something which I'll connect or correlate in the corporate world. So there is no money. You guys can go back, sit, relax, and enjoy. Okay, can I have silence here? So I think let's. Can I have silence here? Yeah. Okay, so let's see why we played this game and how it is correlated. Guys, settle down. Okay. Let's see why we played this game and how it is correlated to the real world. So if you see, the auction item was just like a business, product or services. Okay, so there was someone who wants to build that product and most of the bidding was happening with respect to that product or service or business, whatever you want to call it. So there was a huge bidding related to that. So if you see all the bidders who were standing when I said who wants to play, they were kind of entrepreneurs, right? They wanted to do something, they were looking out to do something, but they were not sure if they want to do it or not. The bidders were also the competitors. So for the same thing, there were not many people who were playing, and you can see there is a competition which was going on here and there, which was also there. And the whole bidder also showed the what's the market size, how big is the market, like whoever are playing are related to that business, product or industry. So that was also showing the market size. If you remember, I said the starting bid as $100 and I saw people sitting down. That's generally the entry barrier or entry to market. What are the things which are required? So once you realize, okay, these are the things required, you start figuring out whether I can play, I can be a part of that or not. So I saw close to 30% down when I entered that entry barrier. Generally, we didn't have faculty or keynote speaker, but generally, who are the people who are giving suggestions or ideas? They could be treated as mentors or the advisors. So I gave one advice. So I could play a role of mentor or advisor in the real world, who generally helps out with the business. You can bid or those kind of things. And last thing, we didn't have again no faculty or keynote. Basically, who can help out in the financials? They are known as the VCs or angels. So if you see, this is kind of the truth. VCs and angels are less than 1% of the whole population. And in this case, it was 0%. So it's always less. There are very less people who want to invest money into others. So that was So now you are able to correlate what was that game, how it relates to the startup or the entrepreneurship side. So let's talk about, I did this game for the first time. I just, while coming, I was thinking in the flight, what shall I do, how can I make it more interactive? So I came up with this idea. So let's talk about this. So I did this game. So can I think whether this is a viable business model? Can I replicate it? Can I do this on a mass scale? So can I make it a business idea? So a couple of things which comes into my mind. So who are my customers? Like in this case, the students or the place where I was conducting this game are the customers, because every one of you is the customer. Whoever is bidding is the customer for me. Second thing, I need to figure it out, is it sustainable? Sustainable, I mean to say, can I keep on doing it and make it more interesting? So let's say I have done this game right now. If I want to conduct this game again, whether it's going to be the same kind of thing or not. So is it sustainable or not? The third thing which will come out is what is the revenue model. In this case, I think whatever money I can make is in the first round. After it will flop, because everyone knows, right? What will be the surprise gift? Surprise gift is just a small something. So revenue model, if you see, I was able to spend close to 600 or 1,000 bucks, and I was able to make out somewhere close to 6,000 bucks, right? So it was a 6x, like 1,000 investment and 6,000 investment return. I think I talked about, can this be scaled? So I'm conducting this at IIT Guwahati. Can this be conducted at various places of Bangalore, Pune, or across the city or across the globe? And one more thing is, I was able to reach you, but how will I reach new customers? So how will I conduct the game? Do I need to use Facebook to say, hey, there is one event which is going to happen at such and such time, come and join? So how will I reach to my potential customers? I think I talked about, can I do this at the same place again? The third thing was, is it engaging? Like, was it able to bring the interest of the customer towards the product or whatever it is? So this was a little bit engaging because you guys can see it. So these are some of the things which come into picture. So I took a live example. This option is one game. What are the things which I should be thinking about? So there is a concept of business model canvas, which I'll just go through in brief. I'm not going to take a lecture on that. So business model canvas helps you out basically checking your idea, how good it is, what are the various things which you need to do after you have idea, so that you can make it a good business which is profitable. So there are basically 9 elements, and how it is being done is that there is a sheet kind of thing. There are 9 blocks. Once you have an idea, you should go through each of the points and write down what are the activities you need to do. So this is very famous and was done by, I think, put down by Mr. Alexander. So I'll just briefly go through those 9 points. So let's say you have some idea, so or whatever you want to do a business. So first thing that you need to think is, what's the value proposition? What problem I am solving? What is the need? What kind of thing I could provide to the society? So that's the important part. If you don't have a good value proposition, whatever thing you are doing, you may be just doing for the charity or just doing as a side project. If that is not there, there is a core part which is missing. The second thing is, now I have the idea. I want to solve this problem. The second thing you need to define is, what kind of customers I want to target. What's the segment? So let's say the idea is travel. So I want to target customers who are traveling from this place to that place, and I'll be only targeting the small cities or those kind of things. So you need to put it down more about the customer segmentation. The third thing is, what's the distribution channel, so that you can connect your value proposition to the customer. So it could be like Facebook, some marketing, those kind of activities which could be there. Now you have connected your value proposition to the potential customers. You have started building your relationship. Now through that relationship, you figure it out, whatever I was doing, how much that problem was solving. Was there any bigger problem related to the same domain which I could solve, or you kind of create a trust or faith with the customer. Now you have this model, 4 pieces working. Now you start thinking about, what are the key resources to make it work. So key resources could be resources in the terms of team. I need a technical architect who needs to design this product. It could be in terms of money. It could be in terms of the what kind of marketing person I need, what kind of sales person I need. So those kind of the key resources that you need. Now you have the key resources, you think about what are the key activities I need to do. So I need a technical person. For that, the key activities I need to hire, I need to find them. So those are the key activities you start thinking about once you have those 5 pieces there. Now you have key activities, you have a good kind of prototype or something. You start thinking about what are the key partners, with whom I can do the partnership, or what kind of third party or something which I can use to expand it. Once you have those 7 pieces blocked down, you think about the revenue stream, how much money I'll get, how much I can scale and those kind of things. And once you have the revenue, then you think about the cost structure, like how much profitable I am. So for the whole revenue, I need to pay out the salaries, I need to put out the infrastructure cost, how much profit I am making. So through this exercise, actually you are able to go through your business idea and figure it out. Okay, these are the necessities, things that I need to do to make the business profitable. Any questions on this side? It's a very famous term, business model canvas, which you can do Google. I just took the slide from there only and just help you out with giving a high level idea. So I think I have mostly covered here. Maybe you just want to glance through this slide for 10 seconds if there is anything. So basic idea is, I suggest that whenever you have idea, goes through this sheet, just what does it help you out in brainstorming your idea, thinking about your idea from different aspects, and that's give a more sustainable or more faith whether you can do it or not. So that's the one thing which I recommend. I think this was quite famous on the Facebook some time back. You would have seen what people think about the entrepreneurs. I think the first one shows what my mom thinks, what my friend thinks, and in the last you can see the lady is begging for the customer call. Right? So that's a truth. Like in the initial phases, you go through that kind of thing. You meet some customers, right? So this is taken from drawn by Paul Graham, who is the Y Combinator founder. He's a big personality. So he has just shown the lifeline of a startup. So TechCrunch, I'm not sure how much of you know about the TechCrunch. Yeah. So basically, TechCrunch is just a reporting or a blogging website where they tell about the new products or new things which are coming into the market. So if you see the initial peak, once let's say you're doing some product or the initial, they just post it out. So there are many people who read that blog or post and comes to your website. So you see a sharp peak. But there are many people who are coming to your website on the first day or couple of days, and after that there is a dip, which is known as wearing of November. And then for a long period, you have a very minimal traffic, and you are going through the sorrow phase. What happened? I got the hit there, and now nothing is moving up. So which happens, and then slowly you try to improve, releases of improvement. You try to iterate or put more thought and those kind of things which happen. So if you see, most of the people, I would say close to 80 or 90%, just go through that sorrow phase and drop off. That's the truth. Only 10% people keep on working, iterating, and go through the next phase. So you put some improvement, you get some more attraction, you get some false hope, you improve on that, and finally only 1% or close to that goes on that final curve, which is going up. So that's generally a truth. The only difference which could be different for each of you is the duration. So there is no duration which is mentioned on the bottom side, but the general curve is like this, only which happens with any startup. So now coming back, I think I gave an idea how the corporate world, how the startup world looks like. I gave a brief idea about some of the realities of the startup. So let's cover what are the top 5 things which I learned in my journey from a startup world. So the first thing which I learned is your first idea is going to fail. That's the truth. So by idea I mean to say there can be a modification and iteration kind of thing, but whatever you are thinking first, there are high chances that it's going to fail. That's the truth. That's what I realized. That's what's there. There are chances that your first idea could go through, but the chances are rare. The second thing that I tried to learn was that don't try to experiment. Don't afraid to do experiments. So this is a time when you should be doing experiments as much as experiments as possible, because there are no losses. You are already put your money in, right? So you are trying to do something, achieve something, and this is the time when you should do experiments. The other thing which I learned is that unless you face failure, you won't be able to achieve success. So failure shows you the other side, which helps you out going to the other side. So failure, in my language, is a prerequisite to success. And the fourth thing is that, as I was telling about, that 80% of the dropouts happen at first stage. So the fourth thing which I learned is celebrate failure. Like whatever happened, you should think that if I have failed 10 times, then I'm more closer to the success, right? Instead of just thinking, oh, I failed, let's move out and those kinds of things. Learn. The second thing is learn from it. Why you failed? What were the things which you missed out, which you should have thought about, should have taken it forward. So learn from it and move on. And last thing is do one thing perfectly. Don't think about 10 things. So focus is an important thing which you need to have when you are doing something. So these are the top 5 things which I would say I learned from my entrepreneur journey. Now I'll talk about the 5 advices which I want to give you two guys to the budding entrepreneurs here. So first thing I think I talked about, or I didn't talk about, it's create something which is value. So I always believer of the need base. So see what is the need, what kind of problem you can solve, which can create the value. Value, it could be terms of the money, it could be terms of doing something for the society. So value is not always money. So it's do something which provides or which creates some value. The second thing I think which I covered is that it should be, you shouldn't start your startup just thinking about money. Money is one thing, but the main reason which should drive you is your passion. That you want to do something and you want to do this thing in that manner. Okay, so that should be the second thing which you should always focus on. Where is your passion? Where it is taking you towards. So passion is the important. And the one business language is that cash flow should always, it finally boils down to your cash flow. How the things are going on, you should be able to figure out whether it's going on this curve or whether it's going on this curve. So if you are in the starting you will always make some losses kind of thing, your flow will be going down. But you should be able to see whether it's going exponentially down or up. So that's the one thing which will let you know how your business idea is going. The fourth thing is an interesting point which I pointed out. So starting with friends is harder as well as easier. So let's cover why it is harder. So it's harder because with friends you have some kind of bonding, right? And if someone is not doing something, you may not say explicitly कि ऐसा करना चाहिए था, ऐसा तुमने किया, फलाना, because that bonding is there, right? You can't say to your mom कि ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए था. So that kind of bonding is there, and sometimes that destroys the whole purpose of the startup or whatever you want to do. But at the same time, easier because you don't need to look for co-founders कि यार मुझे एक technical बंदा चाहिए. From where I will find out? You already have a friend who is a technical expert. So it's easier as well as it's harder. So you need to put a balance, figuring out what exactly you want to do, how you want to set it up. Any questions so far? And the last point, which is the important one, is which I again always say is start small, think big. So you don't need to think about I want to do a startup and will cater this market. You should always think if I am able to make some X number of happy customers in this small segment or small market, I should be able to scale. So that's the one important thing. So if you need 1,000 happy customers, you need to start with the first happy customer. So if there is no one happy customer, you can't reach 1,000. So you need to start small. And one thing which I have put down is opposite of success is not failure. So what's the answer? Not trying. Anything else?
Experience.
No. Opposite of success is not. What's the opposite of success?
Giving up.
Giving up. Yeah, it's kind of that. So opposite of success is not failure, it's quitting. If you quit, that's the opposite of success. So I think I pretty much covered whatever I wanted to share. I would give credit to Google for the nice images, whatever you could see. I should have given the credit to the places from where I bought them. But Google is the one place. I give credit to Action also, where I learned most of the things, or I'm learning, as well as to my company, the Corporate World Trilogy, and last but not the least to IES. So that's my. If you guys have any questions, you can always shoot me an email at himanshu@helping.com. You can follow me on Twitter at himanshu also. That's pretty much from my side. Does anyone have any question or anything? I think I took a little bit more than the time what was allocated. But I'm available outside for the whole evening. If you have any question or anything that you want to know, you can ask. So let's see if anyone has any question, or I think I'm blocking you between lunch, right? So you want to go for lunch, right? Yeah.
That was an interactive session, wasn't it? Well, thank you so much, Mr. Varshney. You are definitely an icon for all of us here at IITG. Before you leave, I'd like to present you a memento as a vote of thanks by our Vice President, Mr. Krishna Bodhiyari.
on this side of the lecture theatre. I have been all been on the other side.
I request everybody to be seated for 5 more minutes. I have a few announcements to make. The Tata Principal Business Quiz is going